Now here's an overview of the myself quantifier spreadsheets that can summarize the amount of time you spend in various activities per day, week, or other interval of interest. The same tabulation principles apply to activity summaries as applied to project summaries that I explained in the previous screencast. The only difference is that the column that is specified is not the project column, it's the activity column. So if we go back to the log spreadsheet, you'll see that there's an activity or descriptor here. In fact, the activity you'll find is not always even worth recording when you're logging. However, it's sometimes useful to log them and then to analyze how much time is being spent in those activities. As I said, this spreadsheet works like the other spreadsheet. There's a section here in which you specify the activities that you want to summarize. Okay, so on January 4th, I engaged in 7 hours and 8 minutes of R&D activity. This is actually just sample data. It's not real data. And I've added the star here to act as a wildcard, which will match basically any activity that starts with this string of characters, okay, and ends with whatever characters. So this value here will always be greater than or equal to the component values. So here I've got a networking activity. Well, this is just these activities. You're free to define the kind of taxonomy of activities that you like. On the CogZest website, companion to this book, I've specified a number of activities that paths that you can use and define text expander shortcuts for. But of course, you can use whatever taxonomy you want. So just to let you know, in case you're curious, for me, these are all kinds of R&D activities, whether I'm writing or processing information. I could be delving, which means deeply processing information, or surfing, which is quickly looking at information, and all kinds. I've got other subcategories of this. I've got text expander shortcuts to quickly record that. So occasionally I want to compare how much time I've spent actually deeply processing information with just surfing, for instance, or practicing or whatever. Because as I've argued elsewhere, we tend to neglect deep processing of information, or at least I should say it's easy to neglect deep processing of information when we have so much information coming at us. So this is for my project management, PJM, for my planning, basically. All kinds of networking activities, which is really any communication, whether it be email or social media. I often indicate when I'm actually sitting so that I make sure to help keep a cadence to ensure that I don't spend too much time sitting, because sitting while you work will kill you. One could easily add formulas to calculate the average amount of time spent in various activities or tabulate activities over longer periods of time if one wanted to. But we have kept things simple in that respect in this particular myself quantifier example workbook.